audience. You can line up. We'll take as many as we can. And I know we need to see the film 5 more times at least.
Good.
It's so rich in terms of its feeling is so intense, and then it's just like so provocative in so many different ways. Not really sure where to start, and I wonder if you have a way that you want us to start.
Ooh, a way. Well, first of all, no spoilers, right? And you know, I think we have a gentleman here with a question. How's that for a start?
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Tony, and I wanted to ask Lupita specifically a question. You said in an interview a while ago that when you were younger, you were almost afraid to say that you wanted to be an actor. My question is, when did that fear go away? And I guess for everybody, as creatives, there's always a fear of embracing what you have. How did you overcome that?
Well, I think it came after I graduated from undergrad, and I was in this crisis about what the rest of my life was going to look like. And my mother gave me this book to help me figure things out. And one of the things that the book required you to do was to state, in an ideal world, if anything was possible, what would you do? And I wrote down that I wanted to be an actor, and that was the first step, just writing it down. And then I went to her and I said, I think I know what I want to do. And I uttered it out loud. And she was like, I know that. And, but I just hadn't had the courage to say it out loud. And saying it out loud was liberating, and having my mother support it, you know, was also another step. And then once I decided and, you know, did what I needed to do and went to grad school, I live with courage, which means that you're fearful, but you carry on, you know? And so, working with Jordan Peele it terrified me. I won't lie, because, you know, he set with Get Out, I mean, I was just like, my God. You know, he's so intelligent, and he does such incredible things with story, and to think that I was gonna be working with him next was just like, I couldn't even compute in my head. But I think it's not about getting rid of fear, it's about using your fear as fuel.
So we would do, you know, we would have different days where these guys are playing the different roles, right? So on a day where they're playing the family, like, that was fun. That was like, everybody came and was being, you know, being their character, being kind of effervescent. And on the days when we played the Red family, there was this different vibe. And Lupita scared the shit out of me. I just get word from her assistant, like, Lupita would like to talk to you. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I go into the little room that we got her in, you know, and she'd be like standing in the corner like, and I'd like walk up to her and she'd be like, craft services needs to be improved. Yes. Craft services needs to be improved, done, whatever you need. No, but it's just to say, it was a crazy experience. Every one of these people on stage developed 2 characters, and not just in a 2-dimensional way, in a 3-4-dimensional way. And you know, I really got everybody's individual crazy out of them, and for that, I'm forever proud.
Go ahead.
Hi. Well, you started to answer my question there, but I was just wondering, what is it like then to develop this entirely different character? Because as I'm watching the movie, it took me a minute to realize, oh, these aren't actually a copy of the people. This is the same actor playing both characters. So I just wanted to know, like, what it was like beforehand to develop that type of acting.
It was really a great challenge, and I think everyone up here took it as such. We took it as a challenge to create, like you said, not copies, but different versions that were affected by the landscapes that they came from. So my own personal approach was to imagine a world where you can't consent to anything, and you have no consent. So it was almost like a lifetime of being raped, from the macro to the micro, from free will of choice to like have breakfast to who you choose as a partner. And I thought that it was incredibly sad, and I wanted to capture that with Abraham. So I never actually saw Abraham as a villain. I just thought that Abraham finally got an opportunity to see the light, to come out and see the sky, and actually see for the first time. So it was never like I had to be Gabe or think about Gabe. It was looking at Gabe from Abraham's point of view. It was just like, you have all the things that I want. You get to talk, you get to express all the things that you desire, and I don't get that. You get to see. I have bad eyesight, and you get to wear glasses. So it was always just looking at them from a place of need, while looking at the Wilsons from just comfort. I was just so happy at all times. I got to marry the most beautiful woman in the world. I got to have 2 beautiful kids. I got like the most fun neighbors and co-workers. It was just, it couldn't be any better. And Gabe actually, to me, represented just comfort and privilege, so much so that it was literally and figuratively crippling for him. And that's just the point of view. So that was my approach to him.
As you said, it was like kind of a fun challenge, but I think that the hardest part for me was really being able to let myself be uncomfortable, because I just don't do that. Like, I'll literally walk away from a situation and have confrontation. So I think that you know, Jordan helped me a lot with that, and I think that I'll definitely use that for the future. And now I'm like out of my shell now, so it feels amazing. I feel free.
Okay. This is the first time I've done this. So, what they said, it's like, you have to understand your character to do your character, but for me, I'm very scared of this stuff. Blood, scissors, nope. But when I was working with Lupita, Winston, Jordan, Shahadi, Tim, Emma, it was like, acting is just playing around with your friends. Well, in a more serious way. Because my hardest part was the language. And also doing the Pluto, because I'm not that good at snapping my fingers.
I'm not gonna follow that. Why? Also an influence. I saw some Satoshi Kon, or maybe Black Swan.
Black Swan, yeah, I love Black Swan. And Perfect Blue, yes, the anime. I love that as well. Yeah, you know what you're talking about.
Go ahead, Elisabeth. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Andrew. First off, I want to say what an exceptional filmmaker you are with this film and this incredible cast you've assembled. I just have to say that because you have such a wonderful way of putting a lot of depth and layers into the script, and with the film itself, I just...
This country. And when I decided to write when I decided to write this movie, I was stricken with the fact that we are in a time where we fear the other, whether it is the.
I just want to give a quick shout out to the strong female characters in this. Someone has to. So my question is about like genre in film, because when you're talking about this as a smart film, because a lot of films don't assume that the audience is smart. So when you get a smart horror movie, oftentimes people will start calling it suspense, and they'll say, oh, it's not a horror, it's more of a suspense. And you saw that with Get Out. You see that with Silence of the Lambs, and I've even heard that with Jaws. And I guarantee you, you're gonna see it with this. So, I forgot it, oh my God. So, how do we address this, or do we even address this? Does genre even matter when things like this?
Great question. I'm obsessed with genre, and I'm obsessed with trying to both paint within the lines of the horror genre, but also to kind of push the boundaries of what that means. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. We as human beings are obsessed with categorization. We're obsessed with putting things in boxes to the point where, the debate of what genre Get Out was became the conversation itself. My answer has a certain duality in it too. I love genre. I love things that are quintessentially horror. At the same time, who really cares?